This is a review of the Jumbl digital LCD travel alarm clock with temperature and day display. This is your way to go green, eco-friendly. This clock is powered by water. No electricity, no batteries needed. At the box, you'll find the clock itself, and you'll also find a brief instruction manual. At the back of the clock, you'll see a clear back, and you'll see two plates inside of different metals. And you pour water in there, and the water acts as the acid to create the battery. You have to use this tap water, nothing fancy. Filling this, you'll see two lines, a min and a max line. So that's the minimum water level and the maximum water level. On the top here, this cover comes off, and this is what you would pour in the water. I want to point out that this is actually two separate chambers, so you have to fill each one of them. Once you get them full, by the time you turn the clock around, it's already started working. Like I said, once you fill in the water, the clock will power up within a second or two. After a few seconds it'll be on, and if you ever see the display start to fade, it's just simply time to change the water. If you change the water and dump out the water from the back and then put in fresh water, as soon as you dump out the water, the time and all the settings will be kept for up to 2 minutes. One filling of water should keep the clock operating continuously for around 2 weeks. To note that the Amazon webpage says that the water should be changed every 4 to 6 weeks, but the instruction manual clearly states every 2 weeks. I want to point out that you can set the time here with the time button. You'll set seconds, hours, minutes, AM and PM with a 12 or 24 hour. You can also set the year, the month, and the date, so it even knows the day of the week. If you come over here, you can actually program an alarm. And if you press this degrees C, degrees F, you can change the temperature measurement from degrees Celsius to degrees F. In doing these processes, you have the up button. If you want to change the time, and you press and hold it for 3 seconds, you'll see it say 12 hour. If you press up, it goes to 24, for example. You press it again, it goes to 12. You then press time, and now you can set the seconds. I'm going to skip that. You press the time, and now you can set the hours. And if I want to set it, I can hold it down. It'll scan automatically. Or I can press it one at a time. And I'm going to go back to 2:45 p.m. and press time. There's minutes. I'll leave it alone. There's the year 2014. There's the month. There's the date. And now I'm done. So setting up the clock was nice and easy. You can see I've set the alarm. The alarm's set at 2:50, so in 5 seconds it's going to go off. I want you to hear the alarm mode. And the alarm is ringing. It's very, very, very soft. It wouldn't be enough to wake me up. This is a very unique clock. I love the fact that it operates on water. It's quite a conversation piece. I wouldn't mind having this on my desk at work. And when people come in, they'd see it and ask questions like, what's the water in the back for? It's kind of neat that it doesn't use batteries. You don't have something to throw away that you're afraid is going to go to the local dump. You just pour the water down the sink and refresh it. It does say, though, that if after years of use it doesn't quite respond and the display is not quite as dark, you may have to clean it. At that point, you dump out the water, and you fill it with water that has 4 teaspoons of normal vinegar in it, and you leave the cap off, and you let it sit overnight with the cap off. That vinegar water will use the acid in the vinegar and clean off the electrodes of the battery and return it to its normal operating conditions. This clock is touted as a travel alarm clock. Just a word of caution, if you're going to pack it in your luggage, make sure you drain the water out. You don't want the top of the lid coming off and spilling the water among your clothes. Overall, I like this clock a lot. I like the way it looks. It's got a nice big display. It wouldn't work well in a dark room. You couldn't see it. It's not backlit. So there's some give and take. But one thing I think that does detract from it is the alarm is very, very soft. I like the clock portion. The clock portion I would rate it at 5 stars. To use the alarm mode, I'd have to drop down at least 1 star and rate this as a 4-star item. I think if you're going to have an alarm, it better wake me up or I'm going to be upset. This review is done by JJ CEO. I'd like to tell you that I received a sample for test and evaluation, and I promised that if I gave a review, it would be fair and honest.